And we're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be doing the level 35 warrior quest. So I'm here at the Hidden Falls in East Lanosia because that's where we need to go to do the warrior quest, as in the end of the last warrior video. Now need to talk to Curious Gorge, and same with Paladin. I'm using the cavalry gear, except obviously the warrior weapon. So let's see what he has to say. So the quest is called Embracing the Beast, and it will earn me the ability Inner Beast. It says delivers an attack with a potency of 300, ignores the damage penalty inflicted by Defiance, can only be executed when infuriated. All wrath is lost when used. And additional effect, absorb 100% of damage dealt as HP, reduce damage taken by 20%. So it's an interesting ability to use, that's for sure. So anyway, Curious Gorge is struggling to decipher the ancient text. So welcome back, my friend. I can see that you've not neglected your training. From my part, I fear that deciphering the ancient chronicles of my people is proving to be a much more demanding task than I had imagined. Mind you, it hasn't helped that I've been somewhat preoccupied of late. A comrade of mine from my days in the company of heroes asked me to do a favor, and it's taken me back and forth across the realm like some bloody ferry. I'm on a hunt for some mysterious feral beast that's been terrorizing small folk. People don't know where this monstrosity came from, but witnesses say its thirst for blood is unlike anything they've ever seen. Unfortunately, the time I have spent in pursuit of the beast is time I have not spent studying the chronicles, and I am sorry to say I have made little progress. However, while on the road I was able to decipher one passage that may be of interest to us both. From what I can gather, the chronicles tell of an ancient set of armor forged by my ancestors in the flames of the seven hells, and inscribed with these same arcane incantations that adorn the soul of the warrior. It would seem that this mighty armor was passed down from hero to apprentice for centuries, until one man, driven by rage and vainglory, cast all 5 pieces from Abalefia's highest peak. Since that day, the armor has remained lost, and with it the power that it harbors. As far as I can make out, the next passage in the Chronicles concerns the whereabouts of these missing artifacts, though I have only been able to make sense of the odd words thus far. Still, I must confess to some excitement. Imagine what a warrior clad in such garb could achieve. If only my brother were here, we could decipher the text together and spread the teachings of our people to the entire realm. Alas, he is not. His whereabouts are as hidden to me as those of the ancient armor. I would have liked you to meet him, if only so that you could have looked upon a true warrior. Well, perhaps you still shall. Eorzea is not as large as most people perceive. Paths cross, fates intertwine. Such is the will of the spinner. It may be that my brother has chosen a similar path to mine, but I have rambled long enough. You are here to take the next step in your training, and so I shall oblige. In the southern reaches of Fanaland is the Sagoli Desert, a god-forsaken wasteland of naught but sand that stretches as far as the eye can see. It is here that the Leviathan of the dunes lurks, a sandworm of gargantuan proportions. When facing this mammoth creature, you will soon realize that the feeble hacks and slashes of your puny axe are ill-suited to the task of felling such a foe. But do not let this dissuade you. Wake the slumbering beast within and summon forth a strength that transcends the limits of your physical form. Mind you, first you'll have to find the beast, and that might prove a tall order in itself. The Utright that inhabits Forgotten Springs is wise to the movements of the denizens of the desert. Should you want for guidance, I'd wager they could set you in the right direction. Okay, so we need to teleport straight to the Forgotten Springs in southern Fanaland, so let's do that now. Thankfully my free company is keeping this perk up, this reduced rates, where it says teleportation fees are reduced, so that's good. So anyway, let's talk to the residents of Forgotten Springs to see if we can find this big one. So it says the Leviathan of the Dunes saw the fearsome bugger not a week ago preying on a group of merchants south of Bigot Strike. The smart ones dropped their wares, turned tail and ran, and the dumb ones, well, at least they can say they died rich. Okay. Next person. Okay, inside this building. So, I've seen the beast. Stands 3 moors high, he does, and stirs up soundwards with each rife and wriggle. Showed up in my hunting field some years ago and has been swallowing up my would-be prey in that gaping maw of his ever since. Okay, so the next person. So, sandworms are particularly sensitive to vibrations in the earth, such as those made by running. If you're looking to summon one of the beasts, then I suggest you search for their tracks, then run about making as much of a clamour as possible. I would also suggest you seek a cure for your madness. Okay, so now we're going to go kill the sandworm in the Scaly Desert, all the way in the southeast corner, right here. So, a couple of minutes ride on the Chocobo and we'll get there. And the good thing about quests on the minimap, you can just follow this orange arrow and it will take you straight there. Something which is a really good idea is to make sure that you lock north on your minimap rather than it rotating all the time, because if you click it, then you can make it so it rotates depending how you're going, but I personally find that kind of annoying, and it's especially bad when you're trying to do a fight like Ifrit Extreme, where knowing exactly where, for example, northeast or southwest star is critical in the fight. So I prefer having it always north, so I know exactly which way to turn to get to which part of the map. Okay, almost there. I'll make sure obviously that I put up Defiance before I do this. One thing I have done actually is I've changed my bonus stats since 2.1 came out on both my tanks to only be Vitality and not be anything else. There we go. So first I do heavy swing and then maim to increase my damage, and then I do heavy swing, skull sunder and butcher's block because that's the rotation. Okay, and remember that you can also do this ability, Thrill of Battle. I'm going to use Bloodbath and all these other cooldowns just to make sure that I don't die. Kept running around to make sure I don't die. There we go. Just made it. Okay. So it's for whatever reason it said the warriors of the past have been witness to your bravery. So let's now return straight to Costa del Sol. As you saw, that fight really pushed me to my limit, let's say, so it's a good thing I was overgeared for the fight. And I think that's the point really of these job quests, is to make sure that you've settled into the class or job role properly, and that you do use all of your abilities in order to survive, because they will help you later on. It's important to know your abilities and to use them properly. And truth be told, I didn't want to die and then have to run all the way back there, because it took a while to get there. So the good thing about Bloodbath is that it says converts 25% of physical damage into HP, so that's just a way of leeching some health back when you need it. So anyway, here's Curious Gorge. So it says, Mithrie, your crystal grows ever stronger, and in felling the raging sandworm, the beast within you slowly but surely rouses to wakefulness. When next you do battle, methinks you will find yourself capable of movements heretofore unfamiliar to you. When you have mastered your new talents, return to me. In the meanwhile, I shall continue my study of the ancient text. Okay, so let's accept the quest and get Inner Beast. Okay, so I'm going to just quickly, I'm going to just try Inner Beast and see how it is. So let's just try and get fully infuriated on this guy and see if we can do it. Guy. There you go. So the infuriated has to go to rank 5. Oh, there you go. That was Inner Beast. So as you can see, I damaged it for 197 damage, but I also took 188 damage. So as in I also healed that much. So it says absorb 100% of damage dealt as HP. So that's a nice sort of self-heal going forward. So yeah, well, learn to use that ability more often, that's for sure. So anyway, that's it for this episode. That's a warrior job quest done. So thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.